What's up, everyone? Chad here over at Breweries in PA with the annual March Madness bracket recap. So thank you to everyone who participated, had a great time with this, really enjoyed it. We do appreciate it. As always, we like just to pop in with just kind of a summation of how the month went, the exciting parts, and obviously the drama, because everyone loves that. First off, big shout out here to these guys. Warwick Farm Brewing, if you can see that. They are obviously the ones who took home the championship. And before anyone gets into it, no, they did not send this hat because they won or to entice voting. I have gear from probably 70 breweries in PA that I could have put on depending who won. So that's why this is there. But yeah, wanted to just drop in with some bracket recap. I got my nice handy paperwork here to help me kind of figure out what I want to say. But before I do that, I should probably invite a friend into the video, which is this guy right here, which will find a new home for the year over at Warwick Farm Brewing in Jamison, or Jameson, I think some people say. So first, want to talk about the voting. Voting went great this year. I'm sure a couple people out on the internet would beg to differ. Sorry, got some wind here. But voting really did go well. We had over 300,000 votes, which I think last year we were at like 170, 180. So wildly popular this year. We did not see any voting irregularities. I know there were some spikes in some voting at time. That's just people getting passionate about it. So if you felt like, you saw something that was irregular, we checked with the bracket company, we checked on our server side, and we saw nothing that would lead us to believe any sort of nefarious deeds, if you will. That's a good word. We're going on. So really, voting this year, couldn't be happier, really excited with how it turned out. The regions, people gave us a hard time last year of the Northwest, Central, South regions because the breweries weren't located there. So we switched it up to Hops, Centennial, Citra, Mosaic, Galaxy, and I think that turned out great. We'll probably continue to do that moving forward. Bracket qualifiers. So we had a lot of questions on how breweries got into the bracket. The FAQ should explain everything. There's still people to this day that are still like, don't understand it. I go to the FAQs. They should answer everything. Ironically enough, though, out of all the debating that went on with who made the bracket, there's actually one brewery out there that should have been on the bracket that did qualify, but that wasn't on the bracket. Reason being, they've given us a pretty hard time about this bracket publicly in the past, and we just decided, hey, it wasn't worth the hassle. Let's just leave them off. Funny enough, no one ever actually guessed that. During the entire month, no one brought up this brewery's name, and they would have actually had a legitimate argument to why they weren't on the bracket. But that's neither here nor there. Doesn't matter. That's why I'm not sharing any personal information there. Back to total votes. Again, we had over 300,000 people vote on this thing. That was insane to us. Credit to these guys. Credit to anyone who was in it. Credit to anyone who received votes. It's all about showing the love for Pennsylvania craft beer. That's what we do. That's what this thing has always been about, and the votes really showed us that. So if you had a discrepancy in the vote, or if somebody moved on, hold on, we're getting some wind here. If somebody moved on that maybe you didn't think should have, or whatever the comments might have been, look, enjoy the spirit of what this competition's about. And really what it's about is, sure, this is cool, getting the belt and all and celebrating. It's going to be a great time, don't get me wrong. But what it's about is really learning about breweries that maybe you've never been to. I really challenge people. If you see a brewery move on, the comment shouldn't be, well, that's not fair and I don't like it and this is why. The comment should be, well, I've never enjoyed that brewery before, so it's pretty crazy that they're moving on the way they are. Maybe I should give them a try and see what they're all about. And if you do that and you still don't agree with them moving on, that's fine. That's your decision to make. But don't shoot a brewery down because you've never been to them before and somebody else might have enjoyed it. That's all we can say about that. Like I said, voting wise, we've had a record for most single round votes, actually 2 records set, most overall votes, as I just said, and record for most votes for one brewery in one round. So this year just couldn't be happier with it. Our sponsor, Levante. So fun thing about that is, people said, well, they're sponsoring the bracket. There's no way that's fair. It's gonna help them out. Ironically enough, sponsoring the bracket, they they didn't go as far as they did when they didn't sponsor. Last year, when they didn't sponsor, they made it to the championship. When they did sponsor, they lost in the Final Four. So maybe the whole, hey, they sponsored the bracket, that helped them go far. I don't know if that holds any weight, but I do know a lot of people were exposed to the brand for the first time. There was a lot of first-time orders thanks to our code. So thank you, Levante. Thank you, everyone out there who supported them. Betting. So obviously betting's getting a lot more popular in Pennsylvania. While we can't officially open up any sort of betting app, even though that'd be cool, I'd be all for that. We are going to try something for next year where maybe we open up some sort of giveaway if you guess something correctly. We're not really sure. Don't quote me on that quite yet, but we definitely want to involve some sort of interactive prediction model, if you will. And then lastly, in regards to the celebration, so April 9th at Warwick Farms, we will be officially handing this over to the guys at Warwick, specifically Tim and Ryan, who are awesome dudes. Love those guys to death. They have said, and you might have seen this online, but they said they will get their hair cut into mullets. I obviously can't understand what that means, but they will get their hair cut into mullets thanks to winning, or that was their bet, I should say, for winning. So April 9th, starting at 4 o'clock at the brewery in, again, Jameson, one of those two. At 4 o'clock, April 9th, we will be hosting a celebration where we will be giving the championship to them. And more importantly, we'll have a live haircut on site. So if you're available Friday, April 9th at 4 p.m., show up to the brewery. Let's have some fun. More importantly, let's see the creation of two mullets, right? So that's everything. Again, I can't stress, thank you enough on behalf of Breweries in PA, myself and Matt. We appreciate all of the engagement. It's clearly only building by looking at our numbers. We've only gotten this thing so much stronger, and we really do feel like it is a true celebration of Pennsylvania beer, and we hope you can all treat that the same way. So thank you so much. Continue to follow us for more Pennsylvania beer content. We love hearing from you, the good, the bad, and of course the indifferent. And on that, my paper is blowing away, so I will cut this out. Thank you very much. Hope to see you on the 9th. More importantly, hope to see you out there as the world's loosening restrictions. So thanks, guys. Enjoy yourself.